Approximately 2,500 prophecies exist within the ancient scriptures, each chronologically built upon the previous. It is estimated that 2/3 of the scriptures have now come to pass. If the fulfillment of these foreseen changes and events were provided by a higher source, then it would suggest that the remaining 1/3 of the prophecies will also come to pass. The remaining records take place during a period called the last days, a time foretold by Jesus Christ and recorded by over a dozen authors within the ancient scriptures. But if this terrifying string of future events is to come to pass, when does it begin? Or has it already? According to the ancient prophetic timeline, it was foretold that the rebirth of Israel, witnessed by the world only 6 decades ago, would mark the beginning of the end, and all remaining prophecy would come to pass within a generation. As a result, hundreds of millions of people around the world believe our generation will now witness the conclusion of prophecy. Could they be right? Has the groundwork for a globally united world described within the scriptures already begun?
The Bible clearly teaches there'll someday be a global unity, eventually a one world government, a one world empire, a one world economy, a one world religion. All of these would be unified into a one world system.
The predictions that the world will move towards a globalized government. It doesn't mean that the world will be one specific kingdom, but one homogeneous kingdom.
As the scriptures portray, the last days will not bring in a new single global nation as many imagine, but rather a new homogeneous world with superseding global authorities and laws, an unprecedented ideology that has already begun. But why is this trend in globalization occurring? Prophecy foretells that this new world will not be one enforced upon the people, but rather it would be demanded by them. Prophecies foretell that the world will believe this is the solution.
Politically, the world is starting to agree we need to become one. We need to be united. It'll solve all of our problems.
However, according to the scriptures, this globalization will not solve the world's problems. The early stages of globalization has been creating a world in which nations and cultures can no longer ignore one another, and that in itself has helped to create an environment of increased conflict between fundamental ideologies and belief systems. Prophecy clearly states that during this early period of globalization, there will be widespread wars and rumors of war, and that peace will be removed from the earth. Much of what this prophecy foretells can be seen within the radical conflicts that have evolved into global terrorism and the constant threat of attack. It is a modern issue that now affects nearly every region on Earth.
One of the things that divides, from a world's perspective, is the fact that there are so many religions on the face of the earth. Even within Christianity, we see multiple divisions from different types of Christianity. If there was going to be one political system, that system must find some way of uniting those various religions. There has to be an attitude of acceptance and tolerance and finding common ground in all of the religions that everybody could basically ascribe to, and then they could form that one world religion, and they would be able to promote the unity politically that they want.
He says he witnessed Pope Francis gracefully combining two contrasting passions in his effort to bring all religions together. To bring all religions together.
Jayang verang pasavati
wa ilayka yarja'u salam.
The words may sound different, but the Pope gathered them into one voice for peace.
Papa Francesco, on behalf of this very distinguished group, representatives of the Hindu, Buddhist, Jain, Sikh, Native American, Jewish, Islamic, and Christian communities of New York City, our civic and public officials, and the board of the September 11th Memorial Foundation, I renew to you our welcome and our joy at your visit. Welcome, Holy Father.
As the march towards the New World Order continues, the one world religion is standing up. Here we go.
Here comes a Baptist, here comes a Jew, there goes a Mormon and a Muslim too. I see a Buddhist and a Hindu, I see a Catholic and I see you. We're all God's children. We're all God's children. Why can't we be one big happy family? You like the day and I like the night. He's into country and he isn't. There's folks on the left and on the far right, but that doesn't mean that we have to fight. We're all God's children. All God's children, yea, we're all God's children. Why can't we be one big happy family?
Today, a majority of the world's leaders seem to agree, in order to have true political peace, we must unite the world's cultures and in effect find commonality among the world's fundamental belief systems.